visit somebody right on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I know I'm a tad bit late, but over the weekend, Doja Cat had an incident with a fan at a club, at a bar. I'm not quite sure. However, we're going to react together. Not the full clips, because some clips are about like 2 minutes long. So I'm only going to like maybe react to like a good minute, maybe 45 seconds, where I feel like we've gotten enough just and juice to get forward with exactly why I'm here for this reading today and exactly why you clicked on today. Because this, my friends, when I saw the video, I remember seeing the video pop up on my TikTok and I was just like, oh my God, look at Doja. That is just so beautiful. I'm like, she is loving her fan. I even saw how you'll see in the video how she like lifted up her leg while she was like hugging her friend. Like she was like ready to like wrap it around. Like it was just like one of her girlfriends. I was just like, oh my God, Doja Cat is totally into it. Just to find out later that after that incident with that fan, she was just like, nope, it was not what it looked like in the video. I was basically performing and acting. That's how she came off. And I was just like, Doja, how dare you do that to your fans? And then blast it on the internet on top of that when you know this video is going viral. So, if you guys do not know, we're going to react right now.
I'm about to give my shirt to Doja Cat because she's the iconic girl.
Period!
No, bitch, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the girl right here. I love this out. Thank you so much.
Happy Pride Month!
Pablo.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? Is your real name?
Ami.
Ami?
Yeah.
Ami, so nice to meet you, girl.
Nice
You're
to meet
beautiful.
you,
I hope you have the best
sweetheart.
night. You're literally everything in life. Thank you.
Mwah.
Yeah!
Period!
Like, come on now, serious. And then let's listen to how he reacted to this situation of meeting Doja Cat.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about what it was like meeting Doja. So basically, I went to a random bar last night. I was hanging out with my friends. There was a group of people next to us smoking cigarettes, and I wanted a cig. So I asked this girl, I'm like, yo, can I hit your cig? And she's like, the fuck, no. And I look up, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's literally Doja Cat. So for the rest of the night, she did her own thing, we did our own thing. And then when we were leaving the place, we caught each other at the Ubers. Earlier in the night, she pointed to my shirt. She's like, I like your shirt. And I was like, thank you, it's my brand. And she was like, she did it. I was like, oh my gosh. So when we went outside, I was like, girl, you're the perfect it girl for my brand. Like, I would love to get a picture of you with it. Like, it'd be iconic. She's like, wait, what is it? I want it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'll get you one. Like, let me get you one. She's like, oh, you don't have my size on you, do you? I'm a size small. And I was like, girl, this is a size small. So I took it off, gave it to her, and that's when we had the whole conversation. And that's also when she asked me what my fragrance was. I get this compliment a lot. I'm not trying to...
Okay. Then this is what Doja Cat had to go say on Twitter. I threw that musty A shirt away, by the way. By the way, like you just want to drop some nuggets. You should have just said for your information. You should have just said for your information. BTW, FYI. Okay. And then she wanted to back up her claims by saying, bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but it doesn't mean I F with you. And don't touch me and manhandle me when you don't even effing know me. If you know, you know. I honestly think I need to stand up for myself in the moment sometimes. And he didn't even know my effing name to be touching me and kissing on my face. Like, that is crazy. And then this is what his response is when he found out that Doja Cat happened to make this comment about him.
Hi guys, I was just at a party and I got informed that Doja said some shit about me on Twitter. I just want to clear this up because it hurts, because I loved her. I watched her at Coachella. I've never claimed to be the biggest fan, but I really stand her and I think her work is amazing. I just think it's crazy because she's the one at this event that was being so nice, and she pointed out my shirt, and I said, and I like that. And then when I went outside and she was outside, I was like, girl, you'd be the perfect girl for my Pride collection. And she said, what do you mean? What Pride collection? I said, oh, I released this t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one. She said, I'd want one right now. And I said, oh, I could give this one to you. She said, no way, you're not going to give this to me. And that's when the video started, and she was being so sweet and amazing, and I thought that's what it was. And now, guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt away. She's saying that I didn't know her name, that I manhandled her, all this stuff. I understand, guys, if I was being like too nice or whatever, I will take full accountability. I'm gay. I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. She's so iconic. I have only been saying the nicest things about her. She's the sweetest celebrity. She made me feel so seen. She said, Ami, I thought she was nice. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is for publicity or for whatever, guys, but I would have never wanted to make her uncomfortable. I would have never even filmed if she didn't say yes. Guys, that video that we filmed was after everything, and I don't want to be that guy that comes on emotional or whatever, but I feel like
But don't worry. Don't worry. I found another clip. There's another clip with Doja in the same particular outfit. And somebody else was, serenading. I'm not going to give them too much credit here, but I just wanted to put this on here to show you how Doja Cat was basically having a fake face all night, it seems like.
Whether they like it or not, I wanna show you off. I wanna show you off. Yeah.
Hit that riff like I didn't even realize.
I'm just saying, that's my video, that's my proof, that's my evidence for why I'm coming here to do this exact reading on Doja Cat today. Because, guys, I don't know what's going on with Doja Cat and what she's doing with her fans, how she feels about her fans, but we know this is a common trend with Doja Cat. She talks to them however she wants, she treats them however she wants, and she continues to do that. I get it, at the very beginning, that was like her thing. She was rebelling against the industry, but girl, come on. These fans are the ones that got you here, supported you. You would not be here without these fans. I get it. You don't want to do music or anything like that. I get it. You sold your soul. You did something, but I'm sure you have some contracts to fulfill. Got things that you got to do. I see you filming in like commercials and stuff like that. So Doja, where is your career? Where are you trying to do right now? Like, why are you like projecting and taking your anger out on your fans because you're just not happy with yourself and where you are in your current life? Like, please inform me, Doja, why you feel as though you can continue to treat your fans in this sort of way. Mama Crone called it arrogant, cocky. I call it rude, dismissive, fake, a snake. So the first card to flip out while I was just thinking about all those things about Doja Cat, and the last thing I happened to say was a snake, and what popped out? A snake. So let's just see what's surrounding this King of Wands in particular. Interesting. Then I'm going to put some cards for an outside influence. Wow. Wow. The past is quite impactful. We have the Lovers, the World, and the Fool card in her past. And then in her present is also quite impactful. Not quite as many major arcana cards, but it does have two kings in here. We have the King of Swords, and then the card Doja Cat herself, the King of Wands. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is not quite a good card. Moving forward, we do see some hope, some what seems to be giving some hope. We'll see, because the 10 of cups always looks beautiful, always looks glamorous, but it's always not as beautiful as it looks, as it presents. But we also have the 3 of cups, and then we also have the Hierophant. So with that being said, let's just jump right in to see how Doja Cat is feeling about where she is in the industry at this very moment, because that's only going to reflect how that's the way she feels about her current status and position in the industry is always going to be reflected in the way she treats her fans. The higher up she gets, the more famous she gets, the more she feels like she could talk to her fans any kind of way, treat them any kind of way. Now she's pretending to love her fans and then talk trash behind their backs. That is just, I even saw some videos. I saw a video talking about how she is being called a mean girl. Now, I did not know she had that kind of reputation in the industry. And the fact that she has been called a mean girl, and I always say this whenever I talk about certain celebrities, you just do not want to get that name attached to you, because once you're labeled a mean girl, is it diva? Is it there's just so many words to describe it, but here we're just going to see how she felt in the past. In the past, she felt like the royal card, like everything was handed to her. She felt like she was completing a cycle. This could be related to the fact that she just recently had a Saturn return. I just looked up the fact that I did briefly look up her birth chart, and she does have Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn just recently moved into Aries. So that means she recently just had her Saturn return, which could have honestly coincided with her 29th or 27th birthday, when she had that secret, weird initiation birthday party. You remember, then Paint the Town Red came out? Yeah, this was around that time, where contracts, where cycles have been completed. She feels as though with her music, maybe what she has done in the industry, she has done all that she has wanted to do. So now she's trying to figure out what else is there to do. I've done the music. I wanted to be a musician. I got that. I got all these fans, but now that I'm kind of falling out of music, all these fans are still coming up to me. And and now she gets this weird Twix feeling where she's just like, why are you guys, she's like, I'm just a normal human being. Why are you worshiping me? She's like, why are you coming up to me? Why do you feel like just because I'm a celebrity? It honestly, if I want to be honest, is giving Chappelle LeBron. And if you don't know, she definitely has a reputation of being a mean girl. She has the exact same sentiment that Doja Cat has. Why do you fans feel like they can run up on me? So because of that, she's like, I'm going to have to defend myself as a woman in the 21st century. Hold up. Doja Cat will probably say, I have to defend myself as a Black woman in the 21st century. And I got to tell you guys and defend for myself. So yes, I will be rude and not spare your feelings, because I felt uncomfortable. I felt unsafe. So therefore, I had to put on a pretend. So that way I felt like I wouldn't get injured in the situation. That's the way she put it, in the sense of self-preservation. And she's just like, I'm tired of dimming myself down, dimming my light down, just so everybody else can be comfortable. Now, Doja Cat, I don't know what you have gotten yourself entangled with, that you feel like you have to have this newfound sense of standing up for yourself. However, it could be, weirdly enough, the Fool and the World card meaning each other, the end of the major arcana meaning the beginning of the major arcana. She has embarked on a new path. However, she feels like this path that she's embarking on is too familiar, too much. It's the cycles, the routine. She's getting tired of it. She wants something Okay, we good? So she so she feels with all the cycles and the routines that comes with the industry that she wants to do something new, break out the mold, break out of this stereotype, break out of this label, anything to be herself and not what everybody else wants her to be. She's like, no, I'm not this pop star. No, I'm not this nice girl. No, I'm not who you put me on a pedestal to be. No, I'm not who my record label says I am. No, I'm not who you guys think that I am just by the way I present myself. So she, Doja Cat has been coming into this new sense and newfound feminism, we could even say, because she had a whole album called Planet Her that was all about woman and that the power is in the uni and the power of the feminine energy and what divine feminine does. That's what she's embracing, that warrior, that feminine warrior energy. So because of that, it's kind of like Beyonce, if you want to think about it, with how empowering and feminist, how feminine the music is supposed to empower the feminine energy and bring forth that, I guess the best way I could put it in astrology terms is that Venus energy, is that womanly energy, which is what we have here with this Lovers card. She's trying to find that balance. Now that she's at this edge, this precipice, this new chapter, but ending of a new chapter, it's like that limbo. It's that in-between period. It's like, what do I do now? How do I go about? Where do I go? How do I go? Who do I go? It's scary. It's like facing a whole new, because especially because the most because the Lovers symbolizes having that harmony, having that love for herself, having that love for the fans, having that love for the music, having that love for the industry. It's all changing. She's changing. And she's trying to mold with this change, but it's awkward. It's like a fish out of water. It's that Gemini energy, speaking of the Lovers, and Geminis is all about communication. And that's exactly what she's learning to express and learning to love about herself, is the voice that she's using to express herself. However, the voice that she's using to express herself can also be the same thing that can entrap her, that can set her back, that is not going to allow her to be as free as she wants to be and as she's trying to be. So it's that double-edged sword, which, speaking of the present moment, we have the King of Wands as she feels right now. She has all this energy. She's feeling feisty. She's feeling like she's on the edge of transformation. So because of that, she is going to get a little bit more FU energy, because that's what she's evolving into. Somebody that literally just does not give an F. And that's her strategic approach. That's how she wants to face this next chapter in her life with the King of Swords. This was planned. She's just like, this is how I'm going to do it. Even though she's feeling the Five of Pentacles, even though it's the Five of Pentacles usually symbolizes having, feeling like you have some loss of hope. But however, if you just change the perspective, like she says, maybe this could be some way of self-sabotaging herself. Like I was talking about with that lover's energy, how it's a double-edged sword. It's like she wants to have the fame and notoriety, but it's like what comes with the fame and notoriety. She's like, why can't you guys just love my music and leave me alone? That's how she always has been from the beginning, since point period. She was making funny videos, making funny music and funny songs, and because she was just being herself, just having fun in music, she got famous. But once she got famous, everything changed Now she had to make the fans happy, had to make the industry happy, had to make the record labels happy, and then it was no longer what makes Doja Cat happy. So now she's losing the love of music, and she's just resenting the same people that got her to where she is today. She's just like, I love the fame, guys, but also, why did you guys get me so famous? She's like, and so because of that, it's when you realize fame was not everything you thought it was going to be. You wanted the dream. Maybe it was the fact that she skyrocketed, but it was all the track and path that she needed to take to be the person who she is today. And who the person she is today is going to shape the person who she's going to be in the future, which I see the Three of Cups energy, which means maybe she could find some sort of reconciliation with her fans. Maybe she'll realize, maybe she'll have a change of heart, because maybe she'll realize this facade, this happy face that she pretends to put on is not getting her anywhere. It's actually, like I keep saying over and over again, it's something that she's going to have to learn to. You know what? I think this also has to go with her birth chart, because I did break it down a little bit and I was a bit puzzled with this same thing I'm thinking about right now. However, the best way I could put it with this 10 of Cups, when you think of like the facade, you have the rainbow. Think about it. The guy said Pride Month. What is Pride Month all about? Celebrating who you are, celebrating your differences, knowing that even though you're different, you can still love each other. Positive message, yes. So that's what the rainbow symbolizes. All the colors, all the visible colors that we can see that makes up our reality. So all of that, if you want to think about it that way, when she changes her perspective, the 10 of Cups is another ending of a cycle. However, it's an ending of a cycle of somebody not being authentic, not being truthful, having on a mask. And this mask, on the surface, is getting the job done. But when you dig a little bit deeper, it doesn't get it comes in between the type of connection Doja Cat wants to have with her fans. And maybe she wants her fans to treat her a certain way. I don't know what Doja Cat wants from her fans. I truly don't. I can't find that answer. And because I can't find that answer, it just simply has to deal with the fact that Doja Cat has something within herself that she has to fix in order to be able to love her fans, because you can only project and give out what's inside of yourself. And if she's always hating on the people that love her the most, then what does that say about how she feels about love? You know, she has this mentality about F men. We know Doja Cat's a little bit bisexual, but we know that she was a little bit flirtatious with Jack Harlow, but we know she's also not committed to a man, period. I'm not even sure if she's honestly dating. So it's just like Doja Cat is back to this Five of Pentacles again. Is so isolated in a sense, so cut off, so excluded, that she doesn't know how to fit in, because she feels so alienated within herself that she alienates herself within the industry. But you can't alienate yourself within the industry without falling off. And if you don't want to fall off and you want to sustain your fame, then you got to be out there in the audience. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. You can't savor it and also enjoy it at the same time. You got to pick or choose what type of sensory input you're going to take. Are you going to ingest it and enjoy it and then let it filter through your body? Or are you just going to look at its beauty and allow it to mentally stimulate you? And you're just like, I'm going to remember this picture forever. Like, which one do you want to do? So because of that, We're just going to pull a Alka card. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I move on, the Hierophant card. The Hierophant symbolizes, and Mama Crone always reminds me of this. The Hierophant symbolizes somebody that you go to when you're trying to seek guidance. And this guidance is usually when you're at a point of, I don't want to say you're at the point of a low, but you're at a point where you're trying to get answers and be able to move forward. However, you have to be willing to go to the Hierophant. The Hierophant is there. The Hierophant has the information for you. Do you want to go to it? Are you willing to seek out this energy? Are you willing to go through like a dark night of the soul? Like, are you willing to confront all that negative energy that you feel about your career, about yourself, and ultimately about your fans? Are you really ready to go in and dig deep on why? Like, just why? Just why am I famous? Why did this happen to me? Why do I feel this way? Why do my fans can't give me what I want? Why do I demand this from my fans? Because usually they say, I hate to go with their psychology, usually the relationships you seek in your adulthood mirror the same relationships you had as a child. So then you have to start looking at Doja Cat's childhood and be like, well, Doja Cat, was there something broken within your family that just made you feel as though you had to seclude yourself and that music was your only outlet and was your music, your muse, your creative juices, what got you flowing? However, now that she had gave that over to the industry and it's no longer her freedom of will, it's now a contractual energy. Now she's losing interest in the one thing that she once had love in. And it's just like, now she has to figure out, now that she's in this in adulthood, now that she has finally accumulated everything she could in the world, it's just like, what do I do now at this young age? Where do I go from here? So with the Oracle cards, we're just going to pick a card that's going to symbolize the overall outcome for Doja Cat's career. Is she going to give it up? Is she going to treat her fans better? Let's see. Because that's the ultimate ultimatum. And it's all about only if she's going to do that inner work. It's all about if she's willing to do that inner work. Okay. Okay, this is quite interesting because we have two cards that represent a seasonal card at the very edges. We start off with spring, that's great, and then we end off on winter, which in a sense is not good, but kind of great because it's great to start off in spring when things are blooming, and then it's good to end off on winter when things are dying and going away. That goes back to that whole world card and a completion of a cycle, back to this 10 of Pentacles of a new phase, but a new phase of what though? And what we see in between here is a proposal and a mice. Now mice are, you know mice. You don't want mice. Not at all. Mice constantly eat away. It's not because they want to, it's because they have to. And that's how Doja Cat feels about her career. It's not that she wants to do this. It's because she has to do this. So if I have to put on a smile for my fans, then I have to put on a smile for my fans. Do I want to put a smile on for you? Hell no. But I have to anyway. That's how she feels. So because of that, it's eating away at her. And the more it eats away at her, the more the demise of Doja Cat we're going to see if she doesn't quite get it in check. However, we see a proposal, a plan, a suggestion, an offer, a King of Swords, thinking strategic, planning, figuring out what to do in the future. Give it up. Don't give it up. Go into acting. Like, it was kind of weird seeing Doja dabble in commercials. I was just like, okay, Doja, I see you acting now. So, like, what does this mean for your music career? I don't think she has dropped a song this year, period. Has she? Besides a collaboration, has she dropped an album this year? I mean, I know her studio has burnt down in LA during the California fires, so it's just not it's just honestly not looking good when it comes to Doja Cat. And I've asked this question before, is Doja Cat done with music? And again, I see her trying to mold it, trying to do something with it. Doesn't want to quite let it go. But also, well, it's not, she can't quite let it go. She wants to let it go, but she can't quite let it go. So she's trying to figure out how to make it mold into her schedule, make it mold into her community. I mean, look at that. Doja Cat looked like she was just chilling out in the general public with no security. So you tell me that's just somebody that just feels as though they can blend in with the audience. Nobody's going to, that feels like somebody that feels pretty safe in the general public. If you don't need it, I mean, she blamed it on the alcohol. For God's sake, she blamed her behavior on the alcohol. So she just wanted to drink and have fun. And I guess the fans came and cramped her style. And she's just like, man, why can't I just be normal? So, that's, I keep circling back to Doja Cat's dilemma. And once she figures out, she's just got to work that one out on her own. Nobody can work this one out but Doja Cat. But Doja Cat, my best advice is, you work this out or you're at the potential of losing your fans and your career if you don't want it to die with the reputation of you being a mean girl and fake. So it seems like your face has completely changed since your 29th or 27th birthday. So I don't know, Doja, since Paint the Town Red, I don't know what's been going on with you, but you've been acting pretty weirder than usual. So I'm not sure if you had a semi-mental breakdown when you shaved off your head and your eyebrows. So, like, let's not forget Doja Cat went through all that too. That's why I'm like, I don't know what Doja Cat is going through, but she has really got to work through this. I mean, she looks beautiful. She looks fabulous. She looks like she could even be healthy too. I mean, she is rocking that shaved head. Okay, so she is looking beautiful while doing it, but she doesn't have a beautiful attitude while doing it all at the same time. So it's like they say, you was pretty until you opened your mouth, or you was cute until you opened your mouth, or you was beautiful until you opened your mouth. Then it was just like, eh. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Doja Cat. I sure did. What did I find out about how she feels with her career? Trying to figure out, honestly, what the hell to do with it. She don't even know what she wants to do with it. But she has contracts and obligations that she is forced to work on. So she's forced to be on this hamster wheel. So with that being said, she seems like she might have an avoidant type of personality. Yes, I've been listening to a lot of psychology this summer. But I don't know, maybe she could have that avoidant personality where she just chooses not to deal with things and confront things head on, which will kind of make sense as a Libra, because as a Libra, you want that balance. You want to have that temperance. You want to give to the fans, but you also want to give to yourself. But instead of being a Libra like this, or even a Libra like this, she's a Libra like this. So she needs to bring her scales back together. Instead of having all these boundaries and helping everybody else, she needs to set those boundaries and work on herself. That's exactly why she's here to run this life. That's what I feel about Libras. Libras are all about here. They're all about raw justice, all about being there for everyone, looking for like the underdogs, making sure everybody's looked out for. But then it's like, great, you're doing all that for everybody else. But what about yourself? What about yourself? You're so busy giving out and expressing outward, you're not putting inwardly. You're not reciprocating it. You're not filling yourself. You're making sure everybody else is filled. And because everybody else is filled, you think that you are filled. Back to that 10 of cups again. Because you think that you falsely filled yourself by filling up everybody else, you start to live an inauthentic life. Coming back to that cycle. So therefore, all of that, she has to figure out. And because the Libra is an air sign, it's all mental. It's all about airways. It's all about communication. It's all about the circles and the people that you click with. So because of that, Doja Cat is still working through those things. It sounds like she's got another cycle of another 10 years of working through something that she might not quite have worked through in her first Saturn return, because she got a little bit distracted and was looking a little bit a certain way. And now she's trying to get back to herself. And she's being awkward and not great with it along the way. She never was, period, but it's just getting worse and worse. So prayers going up for Doja Cat and her fan base. For real. You guys honestly need it. I'm not kidding. I'm sorry you guys have a fan, an idol like Doja Cat, because she's pretty on the outside, but not pretty on the inside. So that being said, please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel. But more importantly, share this with somebody who would be into this reading on Doja Cat. I tried to deep dive into this, tried to add a little bit more astrology in there, because I did look into her chart a little bit. And it was quite a lot. And because it was quite a lot, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, because all of the planets was to one side of the chart, and usually that one side of the chart is all about giving, is all about connections outwardly instead of connections inwardly. But it's also, just look at it. If you look up Doja Cat's birth time, it is actually correct. I'm not going to give you what time she was born, but you can Google it. You can Google it. It's out there. Doja Cat has that information out there. She probably doesn't care. So with that being said, she's into astrology herself. So I'm sure she is working close with an astrologer if she really wants to really get down to these key things, because there's some karmic soul things that she's got to go through for real. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please leave your comments down below. How did you enjoy this reading on Doja Cat? Do you like when I include a little bit more astrology when I do these readings? With that being said, I will see you, sunflowers, in the next one. Sunflowers!